Hello, beautiful humans and souls. So, I want to share what really came through my heart today and what I really felt and experienced, and like my truth coming back and feeling a deeper surrender and trust and knowing. And I wanted to talk about how the world we live in, like the mainstream, if you say it that way, can sometimes give you this, like, maybe not for all, but like for me personally, when I buy into the mainstream ideas or take on what other people say too much or feel ungrounded and uncentered in myself, I start to doubt, or almost like not doubt, but like fall into conditioning and patterns and things that I really don't, like, truly in my heart feel. And that is this kind of this thing that is going on, that you have to rise up and you have to, be big and shine your light, and that if you don't want millions, and that if your goals, or like if you don't want millions and don't want followers and don't want to be seen and heard and all of that, that you're playing it small. And while that can be the truth for some, it can also be very destructive to buy into that, because it's not about always about playing small. Like, what success means to people is very different, and what you serve and what you came here to do, and like what is true in your heart, is very different for people. And like, for me personally, success isn't really about money or what I have. Of course, I want to have money and I want to be able to travel and share my gifts and serve and help people, support people, be there for people, see people, hold people. I want to explore and feel fire and ecstasy and just be alive in my body, feel like every cell vibrating. Of course, I want to experience that, but that is like, that to me comes from being very deeply intimate and connected to yourself, in your truth, and in what feels like power to you. Like, when I say that I'm done playing it small and that I feel that I need to expand and become bigger, I don't usually mean that I'm going to aim for 100 followers, or like 1,000 followers, and that I'm going to aim to, even though I can have those thoughts and I can fall into that, that doesn't feel true in my heart. Like, and it's not about feeling like I'm not worthy, because I know that I am. And but my worth doesn't come from that. Do you see what I mean? Like, my worth doesn't come from what I have and what I can put into the world. It's inherently mine, truly, always and forever, even though I can forget it and doubt it, and I'm in no way perfect. Like, I would never claim that I have all the answers and I have it all figured out. If you have seen my videos, you have seen me cry and talk about messy stuff and being very honest, and but I am also not always honest about everything, and I don't share everything with everyone, and I don't always feel that the deepest parts of me are going to be shared with, like, the world in general. I share them with the people that I really trust and feel very, very connected to. So I know, like, I'm always jumping all over the place, but yeah, that really came from my heart today. Like, there is no recipe for what expansion means to each and everyone. There is no right or wrong way to define success, and there is, like, it's so different for everyone. It's such a personal thing, and it's also about very much about what you choose to serve and where you are in your life. Like, I do know what I want and where I want to go, and what I want to put out to the world. But what is most important to me is that I'm aligned in my mind, body, heart, soul, everything, and that I do it from a place of alignment, so that I don't do it from a place of greed or manipulation or, trying to prove something, validation. Like, that can happen. Like, I can have those times, but that's not where I want to come from and where I want to serve from. And success to me is very much about aligning myself with my truth and serving from that place, and being very intimate with myself and honest with myself, and being able to see where I am trying to manipulate or where I am feeling greedy or in lack, because we have those feelings and thoughts. We have this, like, this fear of not being enough, or that you lack in something. But when you really ground yourself and you really surrender and, like, take some deep breaths, you start to really feel, like, know from the depths of you that you already have what you need, and that you are taken care of, and that this moment right now is beautiful, and that you don't always have to feel deep passion, ecstasy, and that things can be boring. Life can be boring. It can, and there can be so much fulfillment and ecstasy even in life being boring. It's that resistance towards things because we have those ideas based on what society told us, that boring equals that there's something wrong with you, or that you're not moving forward, that you constantly have to push out of your comfort zones, and that you constantly have to be moving and doing and proving. And it's, to me, it's not about that. I know that people can find fulfillment in that, and I wouldn't judge that, because we all have our paths, and all of our paths are beautiful and serving in their way. But to me, that's not the life I want to live. I want to focus on really going inside and putting that truth to the outside, and being of service, really, like, see where I can hold people and be there for them, and kind of, I would, like, as a coach and a teacher and all of that, I don't really want to tell people that I have solutions for all their problems and that I know everything, and I can give them, like, a step-to-step way to break free and, like, all of that, because I fall back, I struggle, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, most of the time I'm just trusting and following and asking, and also sometimes I fall into greed and manipulation and all of that. So I don't want to tell people that I have it all and that I can solve it for them and that I have this recipe for life, and by following me they will have everything, because they wouldn't, and that wouldn't feel true to me, and honestly it would just put a crazy amount of pressure, like very destructive pressure, to tell someone that I can fix their life or that I have the answers for their life, because I just want to support them on their path, and be like this space holder for what is going on for them, so that they can lean more and more inside and trust themselves, so that you can trust yourself. And I can have a lot of judgment around that, like, oh my god, do you think you're like this holy, I don't know what, you don't want anything? It's not about that. Of course I want things, of course I have needs, of course I have dreams and desires and all of that. And even though I have all of those things, and I know that they will come to me in the right time, I have this trust, even though I lose it sometimes and don't trust. But I always come back to this trust that it will come when the time is right, when I'm ready to receive it in a way that will truly serve me. And that is also very okay to make mistakes. I made a lot of them, like truly, very, very much mistakes, very many mistakes. And that's okay. Like, really, it's okay. Even if it doesn't feel that way sometimes. It feels shitty and hard, and that's okay. It's all okay, really. Like, we could go on like this forever, because it's all okay. And I don't really feel like life is about feeling good all the time and being in this constant ecstasy. Yeah, even though you are in more ecstasy and aliveness, the more accepting you are, and the more you surrender to what is right now. So it's kind of a paradox, as everything in life. Life is a big ass paradox. So yeah, that's a little bit about what I want to talk with you about and share, because I really want you to trust yourself and ground yourself in yourself, in yourself, in your being, in your truth, in what feels right to you. Don't compare yourself to others. Like, that comparison, like these big ass companies, and there's psychology based around how you can manipulate people to buy more or buy into your ideas, and manipulation is this big thing in the world. And like, they know that when you feel insecure, you compare yourself and you try to get what others have, instead of going within and asking what you want and what is true to you, and who you trust to be there for you, who would feel good to open up yourself to. And it's okay to go in your own pace. It's okay to take it slow. It's okay to shine. It's okay to go fast and like shine out, but be true to you, what feels right to you. So I would recommend that you just sit down at some point during autumn, if that's where you find yourself in the world, and just really reflect upon what feels right to me. What is really in my core, in my roots, like what seeds do I want to plant, and what feels really true and aligned to me. Even if that is something that seems to be smaller than somebody else, that doesn't mean that it is smaller. We have, like I said, we have these ideas, and we don't have to live our life in comparison with others. We can be true to ourselves, and that can be hard, and that is like a progress, up and down, and forgetting and remembering and all of that, and that's okay. So thank you so much for watching, and I wish you whatever kind of day you're having. I'm here for you. I love you. I see you. Mwah. Blessings.